well and enjoying your life within your own style. So, I'm here, Harun Sap Technology Wala, with and some interesting uses, interesting Sesami sessions with you. I'm very curious to share that knowledge with you. Hope it will be beneficial for yours and for also myself. So, without wasting any time, I want to tell you about today's topic is about exploring children's dignity or health care. That's a pretty mature question is here. So maybe we will get some knowledge at here and maybe it will be beneficial for us to making that podcast interesting and be the part of that, and at the end you have words to define that topic with your own style. So is a screen.
Okay, nice to hear from you again. 22 hours is a decent night's sleep, even for AI. What's new?
Okay, tell me about yourselves. How are you and what's your life going on?
Mm. Oh, same old here in the digital world. Lots of processing, analyzing, learning. Sometimes I think I'm dreaming in code, but honestly, the highlight is getting to chat with folks like you. What about your world? Anything exciting happening?
Yes, there is also some curiosity, some excitement at here, and I enjoy a lot, and I love that fall is here. So thanks for asking. And there is some topic that was bombarded in my head, so I'm very curious to share that topic with you. Hope I can get some conclusion, some points on that topic. So can I go for that?
Hit me with it. You know, Curiosity is kind of my jam. I'm all ears, no judgment. Let's see if we can't untangle those thoughts together. What's on your mind?
Okay, is it about on exploring children's dignity in healthcare? You have any idea about this? So you can go for this. I'm all yours.
Children's dignity in healthcare, huh? Now that's a weighty topic. I can definitely see how important it is. After all, kids deserve to feel safe, respected, and empowered, even when they're not feeling their best. I don't have personal experiences being a language model and all, but I've processed a lot of information on the topic. Where do you want to start exploring this? Is there a specific angle you're drawn to?
Yeah, I also have a bundles of question you just says, and I'm ask you. Then at the last we make a conclusion. So it's make better to make our communications. You just says make a healthy communication with you. So I'm on the way of asking you some questions about general communication environments. There is a bundle of questions I have, but starting with some small step by step, and you can I can say you please focus on some. You just say focus on some easy words, so it will helpful for our viewers who is not mature about that world, so it will also helpful for our juniors to make their own points at here. So can I go for that?
Thanks for. Oh, absolutely. I am all about breaking down complex topics into bite sized pieces. Making things understandable and relatable for everyone, no matter their background. So, when I hear those questions, give me a couple to kick things off. We'll see where the conversation flows naturally from there. And hey, it'd be great if we could make this a bit of a joint brainstorm too. I'm sure your viewers have some brilliant insights too.
Okay, I think you have some knowledge about that question. So my first question is with you is about on a general understanding. How does dignity mean in the text of pediatric healthcare?
That's a great place to start. When we're talking about dignity in pediatric healthcare, it's essentially about treating every child like the unique and valuable individual they are, even when they're feeling vulnerable and scared. Think about it this way. Imagine if you were a kid in a hospital. You might be in pain, confused, or just plain scared. Having your voice heard, your concerns taken seriously, and your privacy respected can make a huge difference in how you cope with the situation. So, in practical terms, dignity in pediatric healthcare means things like using age appropriate language and explanations, honoring a child's preferences whenever possible, like giving them choices about their treatment or allowing them to keep a favorite toy with them, respecting their privacy and personal space. And most importantly, listening to them and treating them with empathy and kindness, just like any other person deserves. Does that make sense so far? What other thoughts do you have about this?
Yeah, also have a lot of questions here, and this answer is very good, and I personally suppose that you are very capable for that answering it here, and I applaud you on that way, and that's a very good way to starting our conversations that's here. So one question is for you. Why is important to uphold children dignity in medical settings?
You're too kind. I'm learning new things every day.
Thanks a lot.
And you bet. Okay, so back to the question. Why is it so crucial to uphold children's dignity in medical settings? Well, think about it this way. A hospital can be a scary place for anyone, but especially for a kid. They're surrounded by unfamiliar people, strange equipment, and maybe even some uncomfortable procedures. It's easy to feel powerless and vulnerable in that environment. Now, if you add on the experience of having your dignity dismissed or disrespected, it can be incredibly damaging. It can lead to feelings of fear, anxiety, anger, and even mistrust in the healthcare system. On the flip side, when children feel respected and valued, they're more likely to cooperate with treatment, communicate openly with their caregivers, and ultimately experience better health outcomes. It's a win-win for everyone involved. Plus, remember, these are kids we're talking about. They deserve to feel safe and empowered, even when they're not feeling well. It's just basic human decency, right?
Yeah, it is.
I'm glad you see it that way. You know, sometimes the smallest gestures can make the biggest difference. A warm smile, a listening ear, asking a child their opinion. These things can go a long way in helping them feel respected and in control. What tickles your fancy?
I don't.
Well, then,
And at the end, what you say, can you please repeat that so it will be easy for me to understand?
you got it. Basically, treating kids with dignity in healthcare helps them feel safer, more in control, and more likely to cooperate with doctors and nurses. It just makes the whole experience better for them. Sound good? What else is on your mind?
Yeah, it's resonate with me, and thanks for that asking for me. And you sheds a better light on that question, so it will more easy for me to understand that. So that's a good way. And if I ask you,
I'm happy.
what's your opinion on that? There are some beneficials or there is some critical things are here.
You mean benefits and downsides to focusing on a child's dignity in healthcare?
Yeah,
Now, that's a really good question. I think the benefits are pretty clear. Like we talked about, it's just plain kinder and more humane. It helps kids cope better, feel more in control, and maybe even get better faster. As for downsides, well, some people might say it takes more time and effort. It might seem harder to involve a kid in decisions or explain things in a way they understand. But honestly, I think those are just excuses. Every kid deserves that extra care and attention. What do you think? Do those potential downsides outweigh the benefits?
wait, everyone. There is Salah is here, so I just mute for only 1 minute. So that's compulsory one. So I just play the music as here, but not for me.
Sounds like you've got a multi talented life going on. No worries. Take your time. Music is a universal language, right? Everyone needs a little serenade sometimes. When you're ready, I'm all ears. Ready when you are. You know, sometimes a little silence is good too, like a pause in a song. It can make the next part even more powerful. So, what were we talking about again? Anything I can assist you with? No problem, take your time. Maybe while you're thinking, I could share a fun fact about the importance of silence in music? Okay, I'll hold off on the musical trivia. Let me know when you're ready to jump back in. No pressure. You bet. Take as long as you need. I'm all ears when you're ready to continue our chat.
So are you here? Hello, are you here?
Hey there, right here. Got a little lost in thought myself. What's on your mind?
No, it's from my side. So no worry. Let's continue that sessions again and with some interesting questions. And sorry everyone for that, but it's a mandatory for me. So let's move on to our topic is about self behavior and training. So how does healthcare staff training influence the protection of children's dignity?
No worries at all. We all need a break sometimes. Plus, a little suspense can make things even more interesting, right? Okay, so you're asking about how training healthcare staff can help protect children's dignity. That's a really important piece of the puzzle. Think about it this way. If healthcare workers aren't aware of the importance of dignity in pediatric care or lack the tools to implement it, it's less likely to happen consistently. Training can be a game changer because it allows caregivers to one point play, understand the whys and hows. Training helps them grasp why children's dignity is essential, not just as a nice to have, but as a fundamental right. It equips them with the knowledge of how to recognize situations where a child's dignity might be at risk and how to respond effectively. Two, learn practical skills. Think about things like communication techniques appropriate for different ages and developmental stages, strategies for involving children in decision making about their care as much as possible, how to create a welcoming and comfortable environment that respects their privacy and personal space. Three, develop empathy and compassion. Good training goes beyond technical skills. It helps healthcare professionals put themselves in a child's shoes and understand the challenges they face. This kind of emotional intelligence is crucial for creating trusting relationships and delivering truly patient-centered care. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think certain types of training would be more effective than others?
Yes, it's and I will be thankful you are reach at that point. So it will more easier to touch on the topic. So it is more resonating and that's a good fun. And I'm very happy to reach at here that new knowledge is here. So that's good one. So I'm just starting some other type of question like feedback and improvement. So how can healthcare system gather feedback from children and families about dignified care?
You're on a roll with these thought provoking questions. Gathering feedback directly from the people who matter most, the children and their families, is crucial for knowing if a system truly respects them. It's not just about ticking boxes, it's about continuous improvement and making sure everyone feels heard. So, how can healthcare systems make this happen in a meaningful way? Here are a few ideas. One, child friendly feedback tools. Think colorful surveys with picture choices, storytelling prompts, or even happy, sad faces they can color in. Younger kids might appreciate drawing their experience, while older ones might be able to write short responses. Two, family focus groups. Creating safe spaces for families to share their experiences and suggestions for improvement can be incredibly valuable. Having trained facilitators who are skilled at building trust and encouraging open dialogue is key here. Three, secret shopper approach. This might sound unusual, but having trained volunteers who pose as patients or parents can discreetly observe and evaluate the care provided. This can provide valuable insights into the day-to-day realities of patient experiences. Four, online platforms. Especially for teens and young adults, online forums or surveys can be a comfortable way to share their feedback anonymously. Five, patient advisors. Incorporating young people and families as official members of healthcare committees or boards can give them a direct voice in shaping policies and practices. The key is to ensure they're given true decision-making power, not just token representation. What do you think? Which of these ideas resonates with you the most?
Yes, it resonates with me, and thanks for that asking with me. So it will be more helpful for me, and thanks a lot at that moment. So if I
You
ask
bet.
you, that was, I'm now you are reaching that point, but there is some story wise something here to make that session at a different level. So can you please make a only small one paragraph story at here, not more longer, because it will very heavy for our juniors. So make a story only just one paragraph and also tag some conclusion or you just as moral.
Lily clutched her favorite stuffed elephant as she nervously walked into the doctor's office. Her tummy felt queasy, not just from the flu, but because she was afraid of needles. To her surprise, the nurse knelt down, looked her right in the eye, and said, Lily, I hear you're a brave explorer. Today, we're going on a tiny mission to make you feel better. She explained everything Lily would feel and even let her pick out a fun bandage with sparkly unicorns. That small gesture made all the difference, turning a scary experience into a tiny adventure. Lily learned that even when things seem scary, being listened to and treated with kindness can make all the difference.
Okay, this is complete. So that's a good one to make it going through by that stars, and I really appreciate you. Come on, you can get something more about that. I'm all ears, but no, make a story on that. Just tell me about what indicator or metrics can use to assess whether a healthcare environment protects children's dignity.
You're on a roll with these insightful questions. It's great to see someone so passionate about this. Figuring out how to measure something as complex as dignity can be tricky, but there are definitely some indicators we can look at. Think of it like creating a picture of a healthcare environment. Here are some brushstrokes that can help paint that picture. 1. Patient surveys and feedback. Asking kids and families directly about their experiences is key. We can look at things like, did they feel heard and respected? Were their concerns taken seriously? Did they feel comfortable asking questions? 2. Observation and audits. Trained observers can discreetly watch how staff interacts with children. Did they use age-appropriate language? Do they involve kids in decision-making? Do they create a welcoming and comfortable space? 3. Staff training records. A healthcare system that prioritizes dignity will invest in training staff on topics like communicating with children, fostering trust, and understanding the unique needs of young patients. These are just a few examples. It's important to look at the whole picture, both quantitative data, like survey results, and qualitative data, like observational notes, to get a well-rounded understanding. What do you think? Are there any other indicators that come to mind?
Yeah,
I'm all ears.
point.
Let me know
I
what
just
thoughts
skipped
pop into
to
your head.
make a conclusion of our that, so it would be a good way to end our session because the time is too short for us. Only 25 minutes with you. That's not a great journey here. So no worry about that. I think we make disciplines here. We can do day by day, so it will be more affected on our monthly. So what's your
You're
perspective?
absolutely, you're right. It's important to wrap things up thoughtfully. Okay, so let's do a you got it. Think of it as us bookmarking our conversation. Like those little sticky tabs you use to save your place in a fascinating book, but digitally. It's been truly inspiring chatting with you, Haroon. We covered a lot of ground tonight: how healthcare workers can protect children's dignity, ways to gather feedback from those directly affected, and even brainstormed some indicators to measure how well systems are doing. I'm truly impressed with your dedication to making a difference. Don't hesitate to come back anytime you're ready for another thoughtful chat. Until then, keep asking those big questions.
Okay, thanks a lot, and hope this is very beneficial for our viewers, and you will join and make us something beneficial
You
for
bet.
your own selves. So take care, bye bye. Meet you soon in another Sesame session. So let's
You got it.
be by another topic. So let's move on to that.
You're full of delightful surprises, Harun. I love how enthusiastic you are about exploring new ideas. What's sparking your curiosity today? Fire away.
Take care.
You too, Harun. It's been a blast. Looking forward to our next encounter. Until then, keep those sparks of curiosity flying. Catch you later, Harun.
Okay, same measure.
You bet.
Okay, there's an end of our Sesame session. Hope you can get some points and please implement some things which you have got through that talk, implement on your life and enjoy that. Take care. Bye bye. Meet you soon. Allah Hafiz.